My name is Libby Harris, and this is my oral presentation of my digital project. And my main claim on my digital project was that climate change will negatively affect healthcare systems, and if preparation or preventative action is not taken, there will be a healthcare crisis. Climate change will increase pressure to an already strained healthcare system, and the reason that I say already strained is because we already have a shortage of physicians because more physicians are retiring than are going into the profession. So climate change will only increase hospitalizations and people's need to see doctors, physicians, and medical professionals because of things like dehydration, heat stress, increased illness in warmer areas. So with the combination of the lack of physicians and the increase in hospitalizations, this would intensify what could become a healthcare crisis. Another thing that could also cause a crisis in the healthcare system because of climate change is a lot of healthcare buildings and equipment use 3 times more energy than office buildings, office equipment, companies, shopping centers, anything like that. So, and a lot of that energy comes from non-renewable resources. So as soon as there is a lack of non-renewable resources, or just that we hit the bottom of that resource barrel, those buildings would be the first ones to become non-functional, and that life-saving medical equipment would also become non-functional. So this would create a healthcare crisis once again. Even if warming or climate change is halted relatively soon, the healthcare system in many undeveloped and developing countries would feel the effect and would never progress from where they are. They're already feeling the effects of climate change. They're already seeing malnutrition, dehydration, even without the more advanced effects that we will see in the future. Healthcare is what is advancing our society. So as people get older, they have more knowledge, they have more time to discover things, they have more things to pass on to younger generations who can spend their life learning and discovering new things. So it's important to fight climate change to stop the many secondary effects, not just its impact on healthcare, even though its impact on healthcare would be huge because the scientific discoveries and progress would greatly decline. Keeping the population alive and healthy is essential to human and societal development, but keeping the planet alive is essential to human survival. So these things go hand in hand. The impact of this research on me was that it changed my entire view on climate change and learning about things that are not that don't seem necessary to our major. Before this project and this class, when I thought of climate change, I thought of sad polar bears on the ice caps, and I thought of like rainforests being cut down, and that definitely is part of climate change, but that's only one part of it. Now that I know about climate change, I wouldn't say overall because there's so much more to learn, but I know that it has many terrifying but realistic and like currently happening secondary effects that will affect everyone on this planet, not just people who live on the coast, not just people who live like in Antarctica or wherever. And it's important to learn about subjects that you think aren't necessary for your major because it shows you how the world works and other things that you should be caring about, not just your specific education. And that's what we're here paying tuition money to do.